There's no need for Microsoft to build a VR headset to kill Zuckerberg's Metaverse before it's even launched. Even though Zuck has rebranded his whole firm to focus on Metaverse, his strategy is faulty for a number of reasons, including the fact that he plans to spend $180 billion over the next decade developing this thing. There are billions of people on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp every day, and Zuck controls the world's largest virtual reality firm, so he appears to be in good shape. In 2021, despite the fact that virtual reality is still viewed as a toy by most people, the Quest outsold the Xbox. There are three main reasons why Microsoft will beat Zuckerberg in the Metaverse battle. So let's go over them one at a time. Despite the many signals that Zuck will be able to deliver, Microsoft won't just let him win. Welcome to Altcoin Bull, the most popular crypto educational channel on YouTube. Gaming is a terrific way to get started in the Metaverse, but things are likely to get a lot wilder in the long run. More and more individuals will be able to participate in these Metaverse events and communicate with each other in a single shared virtual reality as technology advances. Full economies will arise to accommodate a wide spectrum of contributors by allowing digital assets and avatars to flow across various venues. Since Microsoft has been a major participant in the video game business for decades, their plan is brilliant. We don't know yet which platform will be most popular, but we do know that gaming will play a significant role in this transition. A lot of it started in the 90s on computers with games like Doom. Then it moved to consoles with titles like Gear of War. Farmville, on the other hand, isn't truly considered a classic by many users on Facebook. Microsoft can't do anything with their platform if they don't control the studios that make the games themselves. And this is only the beginning for Microsoft, which has been building a gaming empire for years. Microsoft paid $2.5 billion for Minecraft in 2014. At a cost of $7.5 billion, Microsoft purchased ZeniMax Media for Fallout, Doom, and The Elder Scrolls in 2020. Modders exist for each of these titles, allowing players to customize their gaming experience to their heart's content. With their $130 billion in cash, Microsoft just purchased Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. This is a large amount of money, but Microsoft has $130 billion in cash on hand. And this acquisition is critical to their Metaverse strategy. However, this transaction has received a lot of attention, and I believe most people are misunderstood about what's going on here. Activision has many well-known gaming properties. Call of Duty, Overwatch, and even Tony Hawk are just a few examples. These games are cross-platform and readily available on Sony and Nintendo platforms. If you invested $69 billion in this gaming studio, yes, I'd recommend making some of those special to your platform and making use of it. Sure, it appears like removing Call of Duty off the PlayStation will encourage more people to purchase Xboxes, but that is not their objective. Microsoft released the Xbox Game Pass in 2017, which gave users access to a large library of Microsoft games for a monthly price. It was recently the Netflix model, but it signaled a major departure in their commercial strategy. Before the Game Pass, if Microsoft purchased a game company and then made it those titles exclusive to Xbox, sales would immediately begin to decline. Some fans may transfer from PlayStation to Xbox during the next upgrade cycle, but these acquisitions would be value-destroying in general. However, Microsoft may now continue to sell titles at a full price on rival platforms while including them in the Xbox Game Pass bundle. With the acquisition of Activision, Xbox Game Pass becomes even more appealing and addictive, as players will now be able to access all of the content for free as long as they remain subscribers. The second misconception regarding the Activision purchase is that it would result in the creation of a gaming monopoly. Even though this is a significant acquisition, the game publishing industry remains highly fragmented, as seen by this chart of game publishers by revenue. Sony and Tencent will still be greater after integrating Microsoft and Activision. In the game business, new breakout hits occur every year, so no one has total control. At least not yet. You'll see what I mean if you compare that chart to the search engine market. Google has a monopoly on search. No other company can compete with them. Facebook and Meta aren't even featured among the game publishers with which Microsoft competes because Zuck has only developed a few minor VR gaming efforts and has yet to purchase any of the major gaming firms. This is the case. It's possible that he simply does not believe that traditional gaming brands would adopt to the Metaverse, and I'll admit that I'm not sure. Is the Metaverse more likely to emerge from Overwatch or another well-known game? Will these Metaverse experiences be developed around new intellectual property, or will they be based around the existing intellectual property? In any case, if the Metaverse emerges from the game business, Zuck will be in serious difficulty. People may utilize Quest headsets to access the Metaverse and enjoy virtual reality experiences, but Microsoft will have a significant edge in defining how users interact with the Metaverse. However, there is another route to the Metaverse, and it's instructive to consider how personal computers came to be in every home. Everyone wants a computer these days, but when they originally introduced to the public, the majority of buyers were uninterested. Most people had little need for these large, cumbersome devices at home because they were essentially glorified calculators, but they rapidly became crucial at work. Companies bought computers for their staff because they enhanced productivity. Employees no longer needed to spend hours moving paperwork and could instead save data on computers. As a result of the improved earnings, every company implemented them. It was fascinating to see that after individuals became accustomed to utilizing computers at work, they desired to do so at home as well. The demand for non-work applications such as games grew as the number of home computers grew. You may have purchased a home computer to type letters on, but you'll soon want to play a game on it. The Metaverse may follow in the footsteps of the real world. First, your employer purchases a virtual reality headset for you, so you can communicate remotely with everyone working remotely. A few $100s is well worth it if it can even slightly increase productivity. Even for a holiday gathering, I could imagine firms bringing everyone a VR headset. Thousands of dollars are frequently spent on business gatherings by IT companies, so a few $100s per employee appears to be feasible. Zuckerberg appears to believe in this vision and wants to make Horizon workrooms the default application for virtual work. But will he be able to outsmart Microsoft? Fundamentally, corporations find it difficult to shift their attention from consumers to businesses. To be fair, Facebook launched Workplace in 2016, so they aren't a startup. But Microsoft has been selling software to businesses since the 1970s. Even while Microsoft is still intimately connected with the Windows desktop operating system, the quality of the experience here is radically different. Satya Nadella has essentially shifted Microsoft's focus away from Windows and toward the cloud. Microsoft recognizes that few businesses will rely only on PCs running Windows, that many customers prefer Apple devices, and that many developers choose to use Linux because any Microsoft product that required Windows to function would be hampered by device fragmentation. They created Teams. Most people mistake Microsoft Teams for a copycat of Slack, and while certain design aspects are similar, Microsoft is intending something far greater with Teams. It all begins with the document sharing and video conferencing. It starts with the mundane aspects of business and gradually progresses to the deeper metaverse concept that Zuck is always mentioning. I understand that the enterprise collaboration side of things sounds far less exciting than the video game side, but it is critical to Microsoft's Metaverse strategy. If you think of a Metaverse as a type of mirror world where you can interact with the data and apps in a more immersive way, Microsoft could be the first to get there. For starters, Microsoft already offers a suite of technologies that allow businesses to construct digital twins, which are virtual representations of actual items such as manufacturing equipment. However, having a 3D image of a plant isn't enough. Businesses want to know what each piece of machinery is doing, how much energy the facility consumes, and when the most recent batch of items will be ready. This is all part of the Internet Things, which was all the rage a few years ago. But, except a few smart thermostats, never really took off with the average customer. However, in a corporate setting, these metaverse principles might be quite valuable. Companies may begin evaluating performance indicators and even design automated systems to further boost productivity after real-time production data is synced with the digital twin. When workers wander around the physical world and view the digital twin data, things start to get interesting. Augmented reality, such as Microsoft HoloLens, makes this feasible. Microsoft isn't very attached to that particular piece of hardware, which is fascinating. As I have stated, Microsoft is moving away from a single computer platform and wants to collaborate across several platforms. That's why, on a MacBook, you can utilize Teams to talk with co-workers and stream Gears of War on your iPhone. Microsoft isn't interested in tying you to a certain piece of hardware, which will be a significant benefit in the future. As a result, Microsoft is essentially going against Zuckerberg on multiple fronts. They have a strong presence among corporate users and are rapidly expanding their gaming empire. Even though Zuck is getting hammered right now, he appears to be doubling down. Let's investigate why. Predicting the future is extremely difficult. If you're good at it, you'll be a millionaire in no time. However, there is an issue with being able to see the future clearly and still failing to execute a successful strategy. Bill Gates experienced something similar roughly 3 decades ago. Bill Gates was riding high in 1995 when everyone was purchasing PCs, Windows was transforming workplaces, and Microsoft was on course to become the world's most valuable corporation. As a result, Bill took the stage and sketched out what he imagined would happen next. Bill Gates nailed a few important predictions regarding the internet, and he didn't stop there. He also detailed how automobiles will have enormous screens with real-time maps, how people would purchase products with their phones, and how homes would have smart controls. All of these forecasts came true, but strangely enough, not due to Microsoft. Despite Bill's detailed explanations on how a smartphone should function, Microsoft has never been able to compete with Apple and Google for market dominance. Maps, payments, and even the smart home are all examples of this. In such sectors, Google and Apple are generally dominant, with Microsoft a distant third. So what does this signify for Zuckerberg's metaverse building plans? That Bill Gates lecture demonstrates that even if your forecasts about the future are right, you may not always win. It's certainly feasible that all of Zuck's predictions will come true. We'll all be wearing virtual reality headsets and interacting in virtual worlds, but Meta might not be included because they were too concentrated on the Windows operating system. Microsoft missed the mobile internet revolution. Once Satya Nadella has divorced Microsoft from Windows, the business will be able to become more nimble and compete in other markets. However, there is one remaining question. When will the metaverse truly arrive? Once again, this is the Altcoin Bull channel, bringing you the best and most updated news and trends in the crypto world. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thank you and see you in the next one.